And like everybody's looking good so far.
Recording in progress.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. This is part two of Assembly of the Righteous. This is June 13th, 2026. June 13th, 2026. And we're right here. This is Assembly of the Righteous. Today, our broadcast is called Assembly of the Righteous. And we're in 2 Kings chapter 2. 2 Kings chapter 2 is where we're located. And right here, we're in 2 Kings chapter 2. And we're going to get back started from where we left off at, which I'm going to start back from. First, let me share with you in we got chapter 1 out the way in part 1. Now we're in chapter 2 now this is when Elisha is holding on to Elijah, right? Now this is when Elijah splits the water like Moses did and walk across on dry ground. But right here, we're going to start over here at verse 8. This is chapter 2, 2 Kings, chapter 2. We're going to start at verse 8 to pick up where we left off at. And we'll go from there. It was something that I was saying that I think I forgot again. Because I was talking about this brother, and I forgot what it was I was going to talk about, and it slipped my mind. Slipped my mind again. So I was going to talk about it this time. I was going to say it first, but when it comes again, I'll say it. If not, it might not meant me to be.
Were you talking about the seeds?
No, I was talking about this brother that I went to go see, and I forgot exactly what it was. And I was going to talk about it before, and it slipped my mind. And I said it when me and you was talking.
Yeah, you was talking about the seeds, the planting of when he used to talk about the seeds. I can go back to the closed caption and go back and see what you were
Well,
talking
if
about.
find it, let me know, and then that
Okay.
way, because I don't know if it wasn't about the um what seeds. I don't know. Let me know then, okay?
All right.
Nicole, let me know. But other than that, we get ready to start back up. Right here it says in Elijah, we're gonna start at verse 8. Chapter 2, verse 8, it says, and Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together. Right? This is a miracle that he did. He took his mantle, wrapped it together, and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground. So when he hit the waters, they split up. Same thing Moses did, but not a whole sea, but the same thing he did. Now, what happened? Verse 9 says, and it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha. Now, before this, they kept coming. If you read from verse 1 down to verse 8, Elisha was following Elijah. Elisha was following Elijah, or Elijah was going a certain way. And Elijah kept telling Elisha, tarry here. Elisha kept saying, no, as y'all live, I'm going to follow you. I'm going with you. Elijah told Elisha that 3 to 4 times. And what I said is that's the same equivalent to when Jacob was wrestling the angel. Don't forget, Elijah is an angel. He's a message bearer. The angel that Jacob was wrestling was a message bearer. So Jacob was wrestling with him, and then the angel told him, let me go, let me go. The daybreaker. And he said, I will not let you go, lest you bliss me. No different than Elisha just did with Elijah. He wouldn't let him go because he wanted blessing. So I'm about to give you an understanding of him, and that's the equivalent of both. And the whole thing, as I was saying in earlier part, I was saying it's a choice. He could have not just said, okay, when you go in there, I'll just be here and do whatever I got to do. But he stayed with him. But let's go into 9 and 10 to get a better understanding, 9 to get an understanding of 9 and 10, rather, 9, 10, and 11 to get an understanding of what happened. And it came to verse 9. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 9. And it came to pass, when they were going over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit, that's the anointing spirit that's upon Elijah, let a double portion of thy spirit, of thy Christ, of thy Messiah, in Hebrew, Christ in Greek, thy anointing in English, be upon me. 10. And he said, and Elijah said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. If you see me be taken away, it's going to happen for you. But if not, there's always a condition with the Creator. If you notice, even though this is happening between them two, there's always a condition. So this unconditional stuff is out of whack, is a lie. 10. No, 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So Elijah went by a whirlwind up to heaven. Elisha saw it. He got the double portion by the word of Elijah. Elijah divides the Jordan. Now, Elisha divides the Jordan. Now, he's coming back. Now, Elisha going to divide the Jordan. They went one way. Now, he's coming back. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof, and he saw him no more. You see that? He saw it. And he cried, my father, my father. He called Elijah his father. What did I tell you? Honor thy father and thy mother. These are the elders of the land. Elisha wasn't his real father, but he called him my father, my father. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and took and stood by the bank of Jordan. He took up also the mantle of Elijah, and fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. 14. And he took the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and smote the waters, and said, where is Yah? Where is the Yah of Elijah? It said, where is Yah of Elijah? And when he also had smitten the waters, they parted hither and thither, and Elisha went over. All right. So I guess this is when he realized who he was, because nothing was said to him. He said he wanted a double portion. That's the double. I believe Elijah anointed him, and the mantle was the double portion. The mantle was the other portion of Elijah. "15. And when the sons of the prophets which were to view at Jericho saw him, they said, the spirit of Elijah doeth rest on Elisha." They seen it. See the prophet. "And when the sons of the prophets which were to view at Jericho, saw him, they said, the spirit of Elijah doeth rest on Elisha. And they came to meet him and bowed themselves to the ground before him." You see that? They gave reverence. See, the prophets saw the aura. They seen him. Let me do this like this. The spirit of Elijah doeth rest on Elisha, and they bowed themselves to him, to the ground before him. Now do this. Yeah, buddy. And they said unto him, now they go to prophets. And they said unto him, behold, now there be with thy servants 50 strong men. Let them go, we pray thee, and seek thy master. And they said unto him, behold, now there be with thy servants 50 strong men. Let them go, we pray thee, and seek thy master. Come on, let's go seek. They want to go seek Elijah. Lest peradventure the spirit of Yah has taken him up and cast him upon some mountain. See that? The spirit of Yah has taken him up and cast him upon some mountain, or into some valley, and he said, ye shall not sin. Don't go. Ye shall not sin. And when they urged him till he was ashamed, he said, sin. So I guess he didn't think that nothing happened to him. But they must have thought that, oh, okay, something must have happened to him because it was just a whirlwind that picked him up. And they sent therefore 50 men, and they sought 3 days. 3 days. But found him not. And when they came again to him, for he tarried at Jericho, he said unto them, did I not say unto you, go not? He said, did I not tell you don't go? Y'all want to press the issue. And that's what people do. That's what people do. They press the issue. He said, don't go. No, these are young prophets, though. These 50, they don't have. See, even though they were prophets, he had a double portion of Elijah, plus he was Elijah's servant. So he already knew, if he going up, you ain't going to find him no way. But they kept pressuring. They kept pressuring. They kept pressuring him. Pressure. No, you ain't got to worry about it. But no, so now they're going to try to make him ashamed. They say, okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead. You see, but see the difference there? Okay, go ahead. And when they came again to him, for he tarried at Jericho, he said unto them, did I not say don't go? Unto you, don't go? Go not? Elijah heals Jericho's water. Elisha, I'm on Elijah. Elisha heals Jericho's water. And the men of the city said to Elisha, behold, I pray thee, the situation of this city is pleasant. The situation of this city is pleasant, as my Lord seeth. But the water is not, and the ground barren. The water is not, and the ground is barren. That means that it ain't producing no food. The ground is barren, and the water ain't no good. Dang, man, my eye. Then it says, and he said, bring me a new cruse. He said, bring me a new cruse and put salt therein, and they brought it to him. Bring me a new cruse and put salt therein. They brought it to him. And they went forth unto the spring waters and cast the salt in there and said, Thus saith Yah, I have healed these waters. You hear that? Thus saith Yah. Thus saith Yah, I have healed these waters. There should not be from this any more death or barren land. But look who he said in the name of. You see, remember I was talking about in the name? In the name of who? In the name of Yah. He ain't just say, well, I did this. He said, I do this in the name of Yah. Thus he said, I have healed these waters. There shall not be from this any more death or barren land. And went forth into the springs and cast the salt in the and said, Thus saith Yah, I have healed these waters. So he didn't say it. The Creator said it through him. So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the sayings of Elisha, Elisha, I was right. According to the sayings of Elisha, which he spake. So he healed the waters. And they've been healed ever since. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth here we go. Here we go. Now, these are the children of today. Check this out. I got a story I want to tell y'all real quick. I was a teacher, a dance aerobic teacher at Jackson State University in 2000 and 2001. In 2001, in 2000, I just had like a room. In 2001, I was made more like a teacher. I had my own little class and everything in 2001. Now, I had like the youth sports at the beginning of the class, like early in the morning. I said, I got something I want y'all to do. I had about maybe 40 or 50 different students that I had. I want y'all to do something. I got a story I want y'all to read. I want y'all to read 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23 and 24. I think it is 23 and 24, I believe. Yep. No, 23, 24. Yeah, 23 and 24. But I think 23 to the end. So it's 23, 24, and 25. Because it's only three verses. It's only 3 verses. But the key is this. Let me how I want to do this one. I'm going to do this one like this. So I told these children, I was a youth sport program at NYSP, National Youth Sports Program. National Youth Sports Program. I was a dance aerobic teacher, right? So I told the children, I said, I want y'all to go home tomorrow morning. I want y'all to tell me something. I would like for y'all to tell me what happened in 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 23, 24, and 25. I made them repeat it. Say, 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23, 24, and 25. Now y'all say it. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23, 20, because I didn't want to read everything else that got mixed up. I wanted to read that in general. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23, 24, and 25. Read what happened. They were surprised when I shared this with them when they came back the next day when they read it. It says, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children. Check this out. Everybody talk about the children of the day, right? Little children out of the city and mocked him, disrespect, and said unto him, go up, thou bald head. You see there? Because they were talking about my head at the time. I've been like this for a long time, y'all. I've been like, they was talking about my head at the time. I think I might have I think I had my keeper on, or I may not have it on at the time. But they were talking about my head. They were talking about my head being bald. I said, I want y'all to go and check this out. Go read 2 Kings, 2nd chapter, 23, 24, and 25. And they were talking about, go up, bald. Right here it says, and they said unto him, go up, unto him, go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. You see that? This is today. This is the disrespect today. Not saying bald head, but just the disrespect of the young against the elders. What's the 5th commandment? Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. That's the 5th commandment, right after the 4th, which is keep the Sabbath. Your father and your mother is the elders of the community and of the land. Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. 24. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yah. He looked back on them and cursed them in the name of Yah. Now, some people would probably say he wrong. We got disrespectful children today. Let me tell you a story that just happened yesterday. Just yesterday. I'm going to give y'all a story real quick. But the children wasn't disrespectful to me. What happened was this. I'm making sales yesterday. I got my cooler. I'm in Highland Park. And I go into Rainbow. A friend of mine just got promoted to be the store manager over there. From my cousin. My cousin got a store over here on Warren and Connors. This sister was promoted. I've been knowing for long before she got there. I've known her about two or three stores before she got to my cousin's store. Now she's the manager over here in Highland Park. I come through the door. I was coming, greetings. How everybody doing? You know, these children running around like they outside. When I say running, they're running through the clothes, running up. I ain't saying nothing, I'm just looking. I'm observing. I ain't come in saying I just look, I'm observing. I stand there at the counter. She's not the manager. She's counting money. She's trying to count because she got to take care of the business. Usually she greeting when I first come in, but she ain't say nothing because I see her back there. I said, okay. I said, how y'all doing? Everybody doing? The line standing there with the other sister in line. And these boys, not girls, boys just running around like crazy. I'm looking at them. I said, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. I mean, like they was outside in the play, like they on the playground, running around like they crazy. So I'm looking, nobody ain't saying nothing. I don't know where their mother at, whoever. I'm looking. I said, hey, y'all stop running around this store like that. What's wrong with y'all? One of them stopped, they looked. I said, man, you gonna run and hit somebody. What's wrong with you? I ain't said mean, I just was talking to him. What's wrong with you, man? Why you running around like that? I'm sorry, man. Y'all don't do that in the store. Y'all like y'all outside. Man, come on, y'all get on, man. Y'all don't be doing that. Then all three of them came. The mother walked up. I think the grandmother was there, but the grandmother could never look at me in the face. I always seen her backside. I seen the back of her head and the back. I never looked at her in the face, the grandmother, whoever. But the mother stood there, didn't say nothing to me or nothing. Looked like she was kind of pleased with it to me. But I said, I was telling her, man, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all running around like that? Y'all don't do that around here. Y'all leaders. Y'all are leaders. And then I said, how old are y'all? One of them, I think he said he was 11. The other two was 7. I think they were twins. So the mother said, yeah, they twins. I said, oh, okay. I said, what's y'all name? They gave me their name. I said, how old are y'all? Then I think one of them said, like I said, 11 of them said 87. Something like that. I said, y'all tall. So y'all gonna be basketball players. I said, y'all supposed to be leaders. Y'all don't run around here like that. Y'all, I ain't gonna say like little girls, but they was running around like crazy. I said, y'all leaders, y'all supposed to be an example for the little. I said, you see the little girl behind you and these little children? Y'all leaders for them. Y'all don't supposed to be walking around, running around here like that. What's wrong with y'all? So I'm just talking to them and just giving them some, and they was receptive. They was receptive. Nobody said, it was a store full of women. I guess the man, not the manager, the guy that usually be there, I guess he was on break because he was in the back. He was in the back. He wasn't out front. And then I guess she was getting ready to go, so she called him out. She gave him the key or whatever. He's going, yeah, you the man, he's going. But I'm up here talking to these little ones now. So I'm talking to them. They respect me. They shook my hand. They gave me a fist bump. And I said, man, y'all gotta be leaders, man. These women and everybody around here, y'all gonna have to lead these children and the women that's coming up. Y'all gotta look at what you're doing. So they smiling and talking and I said, no, speak up. Man, you gotta talk. But they run around. So I knew that I felt, because I always try to talk to little ones when I go into places and whatever like that. I try to put something in them where they can remember. I try to plant a seed. I try to talk to them where they can get an understanding. I try to give them understanding so they can remember something that I said maybe for the future. Because I did it. A lot of things that I said to me in the past, I remember. So at least if I could plant a seed of giving some encouragement of something that they could understand, they may take that and grow with it in the future, like I did with these children. And I had a good time when I was at what's called. But something else helped back then at that time. But the whole point that I'm getting at is here on this situation, these children were disrespectful. And so, like I said over here again in 24, and he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yah. You see that? And what happened? There came forth 2 bears out of the wood. Let me rephrase that. And there came forth 2 she bears. 2 she bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them. 42 children. Those 2 she bears killed all 42 of those children. Some people are like, oh, he was wrong. No, those children was wrong. See, people don't put things in right perspective. The women are for nurturing. The men mostly are the disciplinary. You got a lot of women that are disciplinaries as well. But in the family setting, the women are the nurturers. They nurture the children. That's the reason why they're the first partakers of the children. They bear the children. They nurture the children. They give them the nipple. They teach them as they go. They grow them up. And then the men come in later and teach them how to be men, the man that is anyway. The women are supposed to bring up the girls to be wives. The women are supposed to teach the girls to be wives for their husband when they come and take them from their home into his home. That's where it's supposed to go. The woman is in one home, raised with her parents, and when she's ready to be a wife, the man's supposed to come and get her, take her from their home and his home, and they're supposed to be family. And this is the way everything is supposed to go. Today, things in society is mixed up because the beast, the Roman society, has it that way. Purposely. Why? Because it accumulates war. I told y'all, a lot of people don't understand the reason why things are set up the way that it's set up. It's set up like that purposely. The reason why it's set up like that purposely is because Esau's in charge, and Esau wants things to go. And when I say Esau, I'm talking about the spirit. I'm not giving you a one man. The spirit of Esau is in the world, which is of war. And it says, by thy sword should thou live, meaning by war should thou live. Everything he's doing. The fact that a woman don't have the man in the house, Esau is eating off that. When I say Esau, I'm talking about the system. How the system eat off of it? By your taxes, your children, your Q-sips that you have. You gotta, everything you do, you pertain to the system. The system is your daddy. The system is your women husband. The system is Esau. By war, how he's living off the blood and your backs, your sweat, and your tears. Esau, the system, the Roman government, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, Father, how you just bring substance. But the system, why you think men ain't in the house today? They started it that way. First off, the system is in control. If I'm in control, I take one thing away at a time. This is the family, right? Let's just say family structure. So, take the jobs away. All right. That's one thing to take away, which is now you got to learn how to survive. You ain't got no job. Not a man out there struggling. Now we want to give you, who is this? See there? I don't know if I should let him in, but let me pause this real quick, see who this may be.
Recording stopped.
All right, Ken, who you may be, sir? Can you talk to me? Mr. Johnson? Okay, wouldn't say nothing, he gone. I like to make sure I know who's coming in because they'll put some stuff up here to mess my whole thing up. But as I was saying, first, they got rid of the jobs. Then they want to put women on welfare, right? Want to put women on welfare. Okay, now you can't have a man in the house. That's another thing. No man in the house, you got to have welfare. Now you got to depend on the system. Got to depend on the system. Now, it's gotten to the point where now, and I just haven't picked 4 of them up. Now, you got welfare, no man in the house. Now a woman has to go to work. Woman got to go to work now. These are situations being taken away to see where you at, to see how much you have to struggle. Now, the woman have to go to work. The children have to fend for themselves. The children, now you got to make more money. Now you got to make more money to send them to daycare. You got to put the man on child support. The man ain't in the house because now y'all, I can do better by myself without a man. Man is not there to give structure in the house. Woman has to fend for herself and her family, and I can do it all by myself with my husband, which is the system, which is the Roman government, by your customs and everything that you, and your taxes. I get my taxes once a year, and they take a majority of that from you. Man, so many people who don't understand, they are in slavery. They're in a double, triple hell. And they think they're living good. Don't know half of what they think they know. Living off the system. Some of them hustling. Some of them got a job. And some of them got degrees. And those degrees ain't about nothing. Really, those degrees ain't nothing but a piece of paper. You learn something, but go and get a 9-to-5 or a McDonald's job or a Burger King or something like that. Majority of the people go to college, don't even come out and follow the career that they're in. Majority of them do it under the Greco-Roman way, which is what? Majority come out under fraternities and sororities, and you got to be whatever they call themselves. You're a part of our frat? Come on, we got you. You're a Mason? Come on, we got you. Those the ones that, because they had to go through these rituals to be a part of this Roman system in order to get a good job, a good paying job, or anything like that. People don't even understand where they are or how they are supposed to be living today. Dead as a people. All you're doing is furthering this Roman society, to keep you as a slave mentally, spiritually, because physically you think you're doing all right. Oh, I got a nice house. I got this Benz. I got this Cadillac. I got this Beamer. Whatever you want, all these different vehicles and what have you. They think they're doing good as a high class slave. A high class slave. Can't tell half of them nothing because they living the life. Hey, you keep living. Your time coming. Because you're going to get old. When you get old, we see what happens then. They always use you when you're young. How did Morpheus say it in Matrix? This is you. He showed Neo come out. This is what people, they ain't nothing but a battery. You ain't nothing but they keep this system going on. And when they get rid of you, they're going to put somebody else just to keep this system flowing. To keep this Roman governmental system going. And think about it. People ain't going to never fall off. They got a ever internal battery source. As long as women kicking out babies, you're going to always be a source for this system. Until you do what's going on today and you fall in line under prophecy. That's up to you. So again, these children today are out of order and out of line. And me and my wife had a conversation this morning, and a lot of it is because of the mothers. Why? Because they won't let the father be a father. Or not even just a father, a man be a man that's taking care of her children. Or should I say, some other man's children. It's actually some other man's children. It's his seed that she incubated, that she had for that man. Actually. Oh yeah, woman, you can grow the baby, you can incubate the baby, but you didn't have the seed to produce the baby. The seed got planted in you. Just like when you put a seed in the ground. The ground only fertilizes and grows the seed. But the seed, I tell you what, you go outside right now and just say, I want an orange tree to grow. Just tell the ground, give me an orange tree without putting anything in it. I want an orange tree. Is it going to come? Until you put the seed there. Once you put that seed in there, that seed is going to grow from wherever source it came from. And that source of the seed of children is within the man. And the man plants the seed in the soil of a woman. And that woman incubates and grow that seed till it comes forth. Once that seed comes forth, it becomes who is going to be in the earth at that time. But it's from the man and the woman. That's why you become one. That's why adultery, idolatry, and fornication is a sin, a god, a deity as well. A lot of people don't understand. It's all sin. Sin is idolatry. Fornication is just another word for another deity that you have gone with a horn to. That's all fornication really is. And it's really like a sex god, you might as well say, because you ain't with the one you're supposed to be with. The women that open themselves up to a man or a woman or either or, and that man with those women comes together for seed population. It's coming the way it's coming. I'm just being straight with you. So, these seeds here just lost their life because they were disrespectful. We got it going on today. We got a lot of children losing their life. Oh, why this happened? Why that happened? You don't know halfway why some things happen. And I'm not going to say to all, because some children could be nice, whatever, and it could be the purpose of the Father why certain things happen. A lot of people don't like to listen. A lot of people do what they do and want to do. But that's on them. You get in this word and understand what the Creator said in this word, Then you have some understanding. Other than that, you're going by the philosophy and the precepts of men. And then, never mind. Let me keep it back on down, back over here where I'm at. I'm finishing up over here 2 and 23 again. 2 Kings chapter 2, start again at 23. Let me got it here. And he went up, and who? Elisha went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, bald head, go up, bald head. I ain't tell y'all what the children said when they came to class the next day, or to the youth center, youth place. I said, did y'all go read what I told y'all to read last night? Yeah. He cursed those children, and those children, and two she-bears came out, and they born on children. I say, see, being disrespectful. I said, that's right. No, I said, now why do y'all think that happened? Because he said, bald head, go up, bald head. That's what the children was telling me. I said, why do y'all think that? And they were saying, I don't remember how it went on that part of the conversation, but mainly I was letting them know those children was being disrespectful. You don't know who you talking to when you talk to the man of Yah. A lot of people out here talk against people and they don't know who they talking to. They don't know who they talking about. That's why you're supposed to watch your mouth every time you speak. You'll never know who you're talking to. And when something happens, you wondering why. Oh, you done spoke against the man of Yah. You spoke against someone that the Creator brought to you to tell you something that you may not have known about. But that's your fault because of your lack of understanding, your lack of maturity, and your lack of being respectable to those, whether they're your elders or not. We're supposed to respect each other at all times. But what happened in 24? And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yah. And there came forth two she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 of them. And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria. He went from, He went to Mount Carmel, and from there he went to Samaria. But he was around Jordan at this time. So the whole thing is, people don't know who they messing with. A lot of people don't know who they mess with, and from one point to another. They get to talking out their side of their neck, not knowing what they're talking about. A lot of people disrespect people because they think they know them. Half the people you don't even know. You think you know them. You may have been around. There's a lot of people that knew me and never knew I was born in Detroit. And I shared about me being in Atlanta. I mean, not Atlanta, me being in Germany. Some people thought I'm from Mississippi. Some people thought I'm from Atlanta. But never knew I was born and raised in Detroit. Never knew that. But people that get to talking and not knowing and not understanding, that's what I'm saying. When you don't know who you talking about, talking against, you'll never know nothing. Think you know certain things, you don't know half of what you think you know. And I thank the Father, he has given me the mouth to be an ambassador unto him. There's many out here that does his will. Many. But that's why you're still supposed to be respectful in the things you do and what you say. A lot of people don't even know. They don't even understand. Sure, I wish I could remember what I was going to say about my brother. I was going to share some knowledge that I don't know if it's knowledge or just something I wanted to share. I can't do that right now. I got to end up on what's called. Is it anybody on Zoom that want to share any point of view that they got out of the message today? At this point, just saying, if anybody on here want to share anything out of the message that we spoke on today, out of the Second Kings chapter 2. If you don't, it's all right. But if you do, speak, just unplug and speak up, or put your hand up. If not, just want to say, everybody, study your scripture, get into the word, understand what the Creator is saying by thus saith Yah. Then when you get to that New Testament, you'll see what was said by the Creator, and you'll see what wasn't said, because you will be familiar with Yah's voice, with the Creator's voice, compared to what was just put there and what was given to you. Man, it must not meant for me to share what I was going to share.
I have something. You know, I see people on the platform, and I understand that they're listening, but I'm not understanding that why they're not engaging in the conversation. You know, because I want to know, well, what are your thoughts on this, or like, I'm not sure how, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to understand why nobody has anything to say.
I am too. So what you guys said real quick though, Nicole, before we go.
No, but you were talking about the two brothers. You know, you said that one was pretty much quiet, and the other one was kind of argumentative. And I remember you said something when we last spoke. It was about a seed. You talked about planting the seed and nourishment, and you said, okay, you remember, but this brother was talking about it, and you said that he left.
He left. Let me
Yeah,
see.
you said something about and he left. That's how you ended it. He said, oh yeah. Now I remember what was going on with I guess the two brothers that you were talking to.
When I was going to Indianapolis.
Yeah. Yeah, you say you had it was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was good conversation, but both of them, what it was is we got into a conversation, and we got into the scriptures, and we was just talking about certain, just talking about the scriptures, and one of the brothers, I was talking, I don't know if I said it on here with everybody yet, but one of the brothers, I was talking about, I think I brought up the point about Jose, as I did in part one, about Jose, because I was asking him. I said, I was in Jose, I said, now, what did Jose mean? Both of them were stuck on just Jose married a whore, just to get everybody else caught back up. I asked him, what does Hosea chapter 1 mean to you? They both said, well, it just means that Jose married a whore and took on her children, and he had. But at the end, he ended up, everybody turned back to Yah. I said, well, what else do you get out of that? That's about it. I said, yes, that's all you got. You sure? Before I get started, I want to make sure y'all got everything out before I get started. That's mainly it. So now the brother, I remember now. Thank you, Nicole. I was talking about. Thank you, Nicole. You did it again. I remember now. I said chosen seed.
Yeah.
Chosen seed. That's the seed you was talking about.
Yes.
Gotcha. You got me there, girl. You got me on point. Chosen seed. Check this out. It was at least about 5 years ago. I'm gonna say about 5 years ago. I'm gonna say about 5, 3 to 5 years, between 3 to 5 years ago. It was this place here in Detroit called Chosen Seed. I'm gonna say the name. Thank you, Nicole. By me saying that, I jumped back on it. This place, it was a Hebrew spot called Chosen Seed. Now there's 3 leaders there. One of them left. The one I'm talking about was one of the ones that I was on the conversation with. But it was 3 leaders there, right? One of them he could tell a story. He was really good at teaching. He could use the whole book to teach. He was really good. I'm not going to say no names or anything like that, but this is the tall one. I'm just going to say that. He could teach that book, and he can get you to have an understanding to what he's teaching. And he would give you some understanding to help you, which is good. From when it comes to, we should be able to teach from the whole book to help someone get some understanding to help better themselves in life, right? That's one. But the one that left, me and him was having a conversation outside after, but let me give you the breakdown real quick. I'm glad you said that. I was there to fellowship. When I was going, because I know what I know, but I like going places to fellowship. You know what I'm saying? With other brothers, and well, not really sisters, but mainly other brothers and sisters on the Sabbath, right? So I end up just going here, and I'm going to tell you, it was a day. I remember what happened. It was a conversation they was having. They was reading out of Jeremiah. Now, I don't remember where at in Jeremiah. I don't know if it's what chapter it was, but they was reading out of Jeremiah. I remember it clear as day, but I don't remember the chapter. They're reading out of Jeremiah in the service. So when they was reading out of Jeremiah, he was breaking down whatever was going on in the service. They were reading out of Jeremiah, and what it was is knowing that Jeremiah is the prophet, right? Knowing Jeremiah is the prophet, and you know what tripped me out? If you look and read through here, you see that they are new, no different than these 50 men 2 times knew that Elijah was the prophet, and they're coming against him. No different. Jeremiah was the father told Jeremiah to tell the whole, I ain't gonna say nation, but everybody in the vicinity, everybody that was in the vicinity of the information. The father told him to go give them warning. That's what it was. Give them warning if they don't change. I believe that's what it was. If they don't change, the father gonna bring them into Egypt or into Babylon, one or the other, Egypt or Babylon. And they all wanted to stone him. All the people wanted to stone Jeremiah, right? But whatever happened in the situation, that's what happened. Now, let me tell you what happened that same day, that day after service. We go outside. Now, we outside, right? No, the women, they were fellowshipping on the inside. Men, they get together outside. So we outside. Now, me and the brother, me and him, we already had a little conversation on the side. He wasn't a part of this group. He was over on the side. And then I think he went back. He went to go do something. Me and the brother I was talking about that left. The one I'm talking about, when I had the phone, I was on the phone heading to Indianapolis. He had a hearing ear. I'm going to say that when I was riding. But when I was at Chosen Seed, that's the name of the place. Thank you. When you said seed, I was wondering what seed you talking about, but I'm glad you said it. So, no, we outside. Me and the brother, I want to say his name, but I'm not. Me and the brother, we had good, we always been, when I first met him, we was like connected first from day one. We had like a small connection, like we just seen eye to eye. Even though our knowledge is on 2 different scales at the moment, but we were, like I said, I come to fellowship. I understand and overstand. Everybody ain't on the same level. I know this because of where I came from. From where I come from, I was just like everybody else. I was just like the world and everybody else. Practically Christianity and the Hebrew, whatever. But the point is, we always had a good understanding. Now, I'm over here on the side, and I'm with my brother. I will say this name, Sakal. Tall brother, Sakal. A lot of people know Sakal. Sakal is he reminded me of myself when I was really around our brother Elisha and my other connection when I was in Jackson, Mississippi. When we got to start traveling, I got to know a lot of people, right? A lot of people got to know me by my song, Keep It To Yourself. I got a song called Keep It To Yourself that I would perform. But me and Sakal, we talking. Then there was a brother stepped up that while we talking, and he asked me a couple of questions. So I'm going to give the answer to what I know. We started talking, and I think they were talking about Yahshua, because I know they went into the Jesus. I said, well, I don't worship Yahshua like that. I don't worship at all. He said, why? I said, well, he was just a brother, this and that. And I said the Caucasians, and he was trying to say white man, because he was at the brother I'm telling you about now, at the place where I go fellowship at with him when I leave here. But at this time, it was the first time I met him. So me and him had a conversation, and I was giving him my understanding of what I come to know about that's breaking the first commandment. First, second, and third commandment by worshiping the man. You know, and a lot of people say they don't worship him. I'm saying you worship him just by calling on his name. I said, do you call on Moses' name? Do you call on Ezekiel or any other prophet's name? No, I don't. Well, why do you call? Well, that's because he's the son of God. I said, bro, we all sons of God, sons and daughters of God. Yeah, but he's the one. And you know how people say that. I said, okay, that's on you. But next thing you know, another person stepped up. Now I'm talking to him, and now next thing it's practically the whole congregation. I'm out there. Now I'm standing against the wall. Everybody coming at me, they blah 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 blah. I'm hitting them back. I'm hitting them. Boom, boom, boom. Scripture. Now, not debating, because they're asking me questions. I'm giving them an answer according to scripture. And I'm giving them answer against their God. I like to say their God, even though they worship him not realizing it, against the person that they're talking about. And I'm showing them scripture and stuff like that. And they, we going back and forth. Next thing you know, people start getting mad. They act like they all want to try to come my way. I stood my ground. I don't care how many of them it was. I stood my ground. Like I was ready to buck with every last one of them come my way. I've always been that way. And I'm not bragging or nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. But the third one is the one that mainly issued all the third one of the group. Remember I told you three of them. The tall one but he wasn't. I don't think the tall one was out there. He probably was inside where everybody else was at. The other brother I had a conversation with, he wasn't out there. But the other brother I'm telling you about, he will always try to instigate. And he's supposed to be a leader over at this place. He would instigate conversations to be other than what it really is. Now me, I'm just having a conversation. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you the answer. And then on top of me giving you an answer, I'm going to give you something to make you understand something on a different level than where you at. Meaning I'm going to prove something to you to show you something to where you at that's against the creator in what they said that he said. Right? When I say they said that Jesus said. So I'm giving them, so next thing you know, people starting to get upset or whatever. People act like they want to come on me. I'm standing my ground. So it all got dispersed. But I made a vow and I said I ain't never going back there again. Unless the creator send me back that way. I said, the creator had to send me that way, or I have to be. That's why I said, I was invited. They had to invite me there. That's what I said. Thank you, Father. Let me remember that. I knew it was two reasons why I said I wasn't going to go back. I said I wasn't going to go back to chosen seed unless the creator had me to go there, or unless I was invited to go. That's the only way I go back that way to that place. And I ain't been since. But then the brother broke away. The brother I'm telling you about, the brother me and was real close. I'm not going to give him the name here or anything like that. He broke away. And the Sakar told me, oh yeah, this brother, he got his own connection now. He got his own place. And this and that, and this and that. I said, okay, I'm going to probably go there one day. I think, I know his other brother, he got a barbershop, and I never knew where it was. So I knew he had a place for about maybe a year, never made it there, but I recently started going there within the last 2 or 3 months. And I only been there about 3 times, 3, maybe 4 times within the last, I'd say 2 months. 1, 3, about 2, say 3, but I've been going there a few times. But we can sit down and have a conversation. They will still come at me because they feel like I'm offending their quote unquote God. I call him a God to them. They just don't realize it. But when I show them in the scriptures, I also know that, as my baby always say, it's not flesh and blood going to reveal this to them, but it's the spirit that's going to believe them to them, going to reveal it to them. But I also know you have to plant the seed. I have to tell them what I know. I can't go amongst them and just be like, okay, what you saying is right, or I ain't going to agree to it. Just, okay, is that what you believe? I got to tell them what I know, what the creator have shown me. If I don't do that, I'm at fault. Or how you at fault? By not telling them? Go to Ezekiel chapter 3. Go to Ezekiel chapter 33. The Father say, I send you a watchman to go warn the people of me. If the watchman go and warn the people and they don't listen, the watchman has saved thy soul, but the blood gonna be upon their own head. But if I tell the watchman to go and warn the people and he don't do it, the people gonna still die in their sins, but the blood is gonna be on that watchman's head. I gotta let me know what needs to be known. And if you decide to hear, as it says in Ezekiel chapter 2, if you hear, fine. If you forbear, that's on you. That's why I say, hey, I'm just here to share the information. If they will, let them come. If they won't, let them don't. That's on you. I did my job. If I do my job, I put it out there, it's done. Whether you listen or not. And that's why, as me and you was talking earlier, Nicole, when you said about, about the algorithm and the stuff being so loud and they know what they don't want you to get so many people. Hey, I don't worry about none of that. My job is to say it. The creator is going to lead here who needs to find out this information. All I need to do is put it out there. Who finds it? Fine. Who don't? Let them won't. Who believe it? Good. Who don't? Hey, that's on you. My main thing is I come to know what the creator has given me. But just like I said at Chosen Seed, when I was out there, when all that was coming against me, and that's why I made that point about when Jeremiah said that all the people, they came against Jeremiah, I was out there and I said, just like what was said today, I said this to all the guys out there at Chosen Seed that day. Just like what was said today in the scriptures, all of them came against Jeremiah. Y'all doing the exact same today. I'm telling y'all some information. Y'all don't want to accept it. And I'm giving you actually what the word say. Just like that happened to Jeremiah, y'all doing the same thing. Y'all the same people that was at the same time with Jeremiah. When the Father sent someone to give you the information, you didn't want to listen then. And the same thing going on right now. That's why I can tell you what's going on today in the scriptures. I can show you what's going on today in the scriptures. It's up to you to accept it or reject it. That's it. I did my job. Can't blame me for nothing. All I'm doing is trying to give you the love that I'm speaking of, as my mama always say, by giving you the scriptures. But it's up to you to accept it or reject it. So, hey, if y'all decide to take on the information, that's on you. If you don't decide to take on the information, that's on you. I'm going to give you proof. I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to give you the prophecy, and I'm going to give you the where the prophecy came and happened at and how it happened. And like I say, it's on you from that point on. Hey, I'm done. A lot of people think they know, just like these people talking about man of God. How you going to say man of God? And you know he man of God, but you're going to come against him. That is crazy to me. That is insane to me. If somebody is speaking of the Father and he's showing you facts and you're going to go against it for your doctrine, that's the reason why I got my wife today. I've met 2 or 3 women here since I've been back. It was told to me before I came back to Detroit, the woman you're going to meet her in Detroit and she's going to be with you. I came here, I met 2 or 3 women that I kind of liked it. They was religified, Jesus-fied, and about my pastor and my church. And see, that ain't got nothing to do with the creator. My church, my pastor, my religion, all that's a God. You see what I'm saying? You see how far that goes? When you go against the word of Yah, you've made those things your God. No different than Jesus, Emmanuel, Yeshua, Prophet Muhammad, and anybody else, Farrakhan and whoever else. You made them your God. But that's on you. I always tell you, ask the creator to show you, to give you an understanding. So once you get an understanding, then you can make the choice. Because me, I'd be like, Father, show me and let me know so I would know that I'm not going against you. And once it comes my way, let me accept it. See, that's a prayer y'all got to start making. Y'all got to start saying it for yourself. Father, allow me to accept your truth when it comes. Even if I don't accept it, if I don't think it's true, let me accept it. Let me ponder on it till I get it. And it's real simple, really. But you have to get through the blockage. You have to get through the curse. It's a curse that's laid out. The Father laid out a curse if you stop keeping this law, and man gave you a curse to keep you docile. Y'all really know how I feel to be in heaven. When I say heaven, right there. That's where heaven is. In the dome of the mind, which is your kingdom. Well, I hope I said what I needed to say. And thank you, Nicole. You got me back on. You kept saying seed, but I didn't understand what you were saying about seed. But seed came about. Chosen seed is what I was talking about. I vowed I'd never go back there again. But then when the brother had broke off, I know. I will leave you with this. One of the last times that me and this brother was together at his place, we all sitting down, the men sitting down at the table, and we all just having a conversation. I asked him a question. I said, let me ask you, bro, what made you leave Chosen Seed? I'm gonna say, I can say the name. What made you leave Chosen Seed? He said, I'm on a different path. I said, I know. He just at the beginning though. See, I've been in this way over 30 years. I've been in this way of life over 30 years. I've learned a lot. I've come to understand a lot. But I come to know a great deal of information. So when people tell me they are where they are, especially when they're worshiping a man, I already know where they are because I was there. I was there. I'm not putting myself no better than nobody. I was there. And I understand understand the reason why you're there. And I don't shun nobody about it, but I do give information so you can understand in a different situation. Because if you don't have ears, if debating keeps your ears closed, if you have an open ear to hear, something might be planted for a moment. You're like, okay, wait a minute, something might get in. Okay, wait a minute, this say this. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I told him about Jose, and all they could see is that, oh, that was Jose then. They couldn't even see the whoredom across this land today. Jose represented Israel. The women represented the women of Israel. The whores of today.
You know,
That,
Miguel,
I'm listening.
I know that everybody want to be a part of this battle, right? But everybody want to come out unscarred. You know, we're dealing with a bunch of punks. Seriously.
Say it again, sis. Say it again. Dealing with who?
We're dealing with a bunch of punks. That's exactly what we're dealing with, a bunch of punks. You know, nobody, because before it used to be a thing where, when you got that scar, see, today what happens is this. Instead of scars, people think like, oh, I got a medal. It's not about that medal.
There you go.
It's the scar is the medal, but nobody want to be scarred. They want to come into the fight after okay, that they hit with the left or this one hit. So I got to bring back this information to you. So you want me to take the scars, but I ain't got nobody behind me. Okay, how you think? And you're not even watching. You might think they're watching, but they still saying like, oh, wait a minute, no. Now I don't. They're gonna choose the fight that they want to go to.
There you
You
go.
know, or who's going? Oh, well, I don't want to take that lick right there. Nah, I see what they did to that one. But I'm gonna go over here. You know, you
There you
know,
go.
but when the reward comes, they want to be right there with their hand out. I'm like, beat it. I'm that's why I say I don't even. Whew, I don't even care. And I know you say, you know, I'm selective on who I share this with, and I'm talking about man, woman,
That's right.
anybody. If you ain't ready for it, go somewhere else. I mean, seriously, that tight lip stuff, that's for cowards.
That's right. That's true. That's why I stand the way I stand.
Yeah, and they want you to do it for them. Well, what happens if I'm gone?
There you go.
What you gonna do? Go back under your rock again and wait for somebody else, wait for another to come up. So you never want to be a leader? Or walk, matter of fact, walk beside. You gotta walk beside each other. You know, it's not even about being leaders because we have no organization.
Right.
So
That's the point.
yeah, how do we have no organization when we started everything?
And the
And
whole organization is under the law. The law is the organization. People want to make stuff out of nothing when the creator already established it.
you know, and then when you talk about the whores, right? You know, I put it like this: you couldn't have a whore if the man didn't accept the whore.
That's true. That's true.
You know, you can't. I mean, if you just keep, if you turn down these women, like seriously, because you know what? Me, if I was a man, I'm like, yeah, there's no way you can get what? Why would I want what? Get away from me. You have to be a special individual to even get a seed from me.
There you go. There you go.
You know, because you need because women literally are warriors. If you're not gonna if you're not gonna fight this battle, right? You know what? The best way I can put it like this for people to understand. I'm gonna do it in um in the world today. So basically, what you're gonna do is this: you're gonna take the beating that the pimp will give you away, and and then you have all those women right there, all that strength. Anybody who can indoctrinate your mind to go do this for them and hand that over, but just take away the abuse.
Yep. That's
That's
the
all
church
you
of
got
the
to do is
day.
take away the abuse.
That's the church of the day.
Okay, but see, and you don't have to sell your body to do this. There's other ways that you can get things, you know, as long as you got that king behind you. You know, and if you notice, with like I said, I have to always go back with the animals. When they go out, they go out and they make a kill. This is like, and I don't they don't do this weekly. They do this like monthly, and everybody eats. So it's not like every day you have to go out here and do something.
That's right.
But the more of us that we back that one man, see, we're not protecting the men. You know, I mean, men men can protect men, but it's actually the women who are supposed to be making sure that this man is not touched. And he only comes out when need to be. But they don't get it. You know, they want to talk about, oh, I want a ring. Girl, get a ring around the tub. What's wrong with you? Okay? Like, what are we talking about here? You're not understanding this. You're really not understanding. Oh, he with this one. And then as soon as something happens, you want to run down to the court
There
and
you
you want to
go.
put this man on child support because it didn't work out. Sometimes this is what happens. The man that you think that you're with, you're only preparing him for the woman that he is supposed to be with.
There you go. That's what happened with me.
And you're thinking in your head, you're thinking that, oh, I wasted my time. No. You actually prepared him for the place that he's supposed to be.
There you go. That's true. That is true.
So
Because if they're not, I look at it like this. What you saying is 100% because once a man get with a woman, see, men gonna stick around. Men. I'm not talking about boys, pimps, and whorers and whoremongers rather. I'm talking about men. If a man get with a woman, which is the man with the right sight mind, he gonna stick there with him as long as they can, as long as he can. But like you said, the women prepare the man to be with the right woman because if they ain't the right one, they are actually showing him who not to be with.
exactly.
That's all he's doing. That's what I
And they
learned.
talk like that when I was had my daughter young, had me thinking like, oh yeah, go put him on child support, go do this. I'm 16 years old and I'm thinking, oh okay, well, I mean, you're older than me, you've been here, you know, you experienced. This is what I'm supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're
Right.
not supposed to give them to. I'm literally giving them to back to a master that's gonna just. And let's look at the crazy thing they do. They take, they handicap them. Matter of fact, they take their what is it called? Their license. Now they can't do this. They can't work. They can't do this. You know, We have
That
so much control on what we can do and what we can't do, and we put our kids, our men into the system, and so and then they turn around and tell you that you're the head of the household. No, you're not.
check it out. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 10 through 26, I think it is. Isaiah 3, 10 through 26 give you the understanding to that. Isaiah 3, 10 through 26. Because it talks about the daughters of Zion. The daughters of Zion. In verse 10 and 12, it says that, matter of fact, let me just read it real quick before we close out. Isaiah, here we go, right here. Isaiah 3 and 10 says, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings, for the righteous. Now, it's not man and woman, just for the righteous. 11. Woe unto the wicked. Now, this ain't saying man or woman, just whoever righteous, whoever wicked. Woe unto the wicked. It shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given them. Whoever you is wicked is going to be ill with you. But check out verse 12. It states, as for me, as for my people, children are their oppressors. This is today's time. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path. That's the system that's leading our women, that's destroying our path. Now, read all that down, but when you get to 24, which is a key verse, 24, right here it says, and it shall come to pass, after you read all that, this is stuff about the judgment of the daughters of Zion. All this stuff is coming about with the stuff that the women is doing today. This is today's time. 24 says, and it shall come to pass that that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Stink. A lot of these women stinking between their legs. A lot of these women stink, period. Why? When today's time of these things happening. And then it says, and instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well set hair, baldness. A lot of these women that got these, what they call these things, them lace fronts, a lot of them bald headed.
Yeah.
And it said, instead of well set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And burning instead of beauty. Then when it gets down to this point, thy men shall fall by the sword. That's been going on since really it's been happening for long, but really since the internet really been showing things since Obama. They was killing our people in the streets, killing the man sitting in the car with his wife, killing the little boy because he had a toy gun. This system was doing that. And it says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates, this is the women, this all is pertaining to what's going on today. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit up on the ground, desolate. No children, or if she had children, sitting on the ground like that. And that's when Isaiah 4 and 1 come in, which is coming to pass. Isaiah 4 and 1, and it shall, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. We already see an example of that with Nick Cannon. We see an example of that with Neo, and many others are growing. We have these examples happening right now.
You know what? And I was just talking to Alicia. What was it? Alicia, I think it was Thursday, where I drove down to where was it? I think that's, well, not 5 Points, but kind of down there by Memorial. And I'm saying, Alicia, what's going on? Why is so many of our men on the ground? Everybody's here laying on the ground. They eat like, and they handicapped. And I said, people going in doing these. What is it called? Those tests to get money. Like what? I'm like, what happened? And I left from that side of town, went over to West End.
Hold on, Nicole. Alicia was about to say it. She right there.
Yeah, yeah. I went over by East Point, and I'm like, I see all just men just laying on the. This is their home. What is going on?
What
And this is all kinds of ages.
what you about to say, Alicia?
I said it's broken spirits.
There we go.
The system has broken them.
You
They've
know,
been studying, trying to figure out how to break the black man. And it always been the government
Yep.
plotting.
and you know, and it starts with that daggone. I believe it
Child
starts with
support
you take someone's
welfare.
house, you take their whatever they so-called license or whatever it is, and
Yeah,
then
they
you
still
then you
from
put
the
them
age
in jail.
of
Then I
here.
see, you know what? The one thing I'm noticing about these men, they don't even see when you put they put you in this prison and all that strength there is together, and instead of you using that strength together as one, you go against each other. You're right now you're buck breaking each other. Showed you what they did, and you gonna do that to your own brother?
Yep.
That's
What are we
exactly what
doing?
That's part of the
yeah.
curse.
Yep, that's it. I always say that you have to break the curse mentally. You have to break the curse. It starts up here. It starts up. You remember that it used to be a picture I used to have. It was a black man in chains, but the key was in his mind.
I was looking at that
And to
yesterday.
unlock the chain, they haven't unlocked it yet.
But that's the thing. You gotta protect your mind.
Right.
You got sometimes you gotta you know what? When I seen that man put that cotton in his ears, sometimes you really gotta stop and listen because stuff be coming in your head that you don't even realize.
That's
So
on
really be
point.
careful who you're around because it should not be this many men that I see locked up
And
and they ain't done nothing.
and the sad part of it is all that talent is just wasting away.
Now
Yep.
let me share something with both of you. See, what both of you are just saying is a part of prophecy. The Father said in Genesis chapter 15, 1 through not 1, 12 through 14. Know for a surety that thy seed shall sojourn in a land that's not theirs, and they shall be well, we're not gonna talk about the bondage in Deuteronomy 28. We're talking about the one in when he said they shall let me read it because I'm up here. I'm going to what's called 28. Genesis 15. Hold on real quick. Here we go, right here. It says, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. We just come out of the 400 years. So the things that they're doing, they're still going through because they're not turning to the Creator's word. They're not turning to the word of Yah. They're not turning to the Creator's word to understand what needs to be done. What we have done, which is get into a certain office to become children of the Most High by paperwork. They put us in. By paperwork, we got to come out. But then it states, verse 14, shall afflict them 400 years. Then it says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. That judgment happened in 2020. The 400 years from 1619 to 2019. And 2020 was the judgment upon the Roman government or the Roman nation worldwide. That was the coronavirus. The coronavirus was the judgment of Yah. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is go to Ezekiel chapter 14, start at verse 12 through 23. It talks about the four sword judgments of Yah. It talks about the pestilence, which is the plagues, the famine. The famine is when there's no food and stuff, no water and no food and everything. The noisome beast and the sword. The sword is about war. Those are the four judgments of the Creator. The pestilence is what the Creator used through man to judge the earth by the coronavirus. This is the judgment at that time. Now, after the judgment, which is still going on, in between that, it says, and also that nation, which is the Roman Empire, whom they shall serve, will I judge. And then it says, and afterwards, which is where we are right now, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. That great substance is what the scripture says. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, which is in your CUSIPs, in your Social Security, your Social Security, your bond paper, which is your birth certificate, Social Security card, and your ID card. These things is laid up for us, and we're getting to that point now. The more we get into our office, our private office, I'll just say our executive office, sovereign executive office, you're getting closer to the creator to get your wealth. We're there. But it's hard trying to talk to these people, let people know this is where we at. So this is what's talking about right here. And what y'all are seeing is these men who have still been trying to fight or trying to be with the system, grow with the system maybe. But like you said, Alicia, they was broken. Of course they're broken. Somebody, matter of fact, there was some songs I listened to last night. Y'all should listen to this group. Go on YouTube, pull up Jag Nation. Pull up Jag Nation. I would love to play one song, but we got 11:26. I want to play one song real quick. I don't know about. Hold on. Let me do this for y'all real quick. I want to play this one song for y'all. I want y'all to listen to before we go out.
But you're right, and not just that, half of the men is on that medication. They done doped them up,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that.
giving on them, giving them $5 to $10, $20 in a bag of food, and messing them up mentally.
That's fact.
That's why that if you go around and look around, they have those what you call these bands or whatever in our neighborhood that get them to come in, and they drawing their blood, or giving them a shirt, or a bag of something to eat.
You know what, Lisa? Let me tell you. I went to, where did I go? The Goodwill Career Center, right? They trying to tell us, oh yeah, you can go over. It was a place off of Gresham and Clifton Road where they had one of those vans. They say, oh, they're giving away food cards. I went down there to get a food card, whatever, some little, I don't know, Kroger, Publix, or whatever it was. And they was like, yeah, we gotta draw you. I said, I had to give you blood to get a card. I said, you sound stupid.
Yeah, they did.
Well, you want to take my blood to get a card?
And I told that man, I said, my blood is worth more than $20.
Thank you.
That doesn't make no sense. And people fall for this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so many. I be sitting there, I be trying to tell them, y'all don't even know what they doing to y'all. Y'all giving y'all much. Do you know how much your blood is worth?
They really don't.
You are royalty. Don't you know how much your blood is worth? They give you $40. What's $40?
You give up your plasma.
Right.
You don't even know what you do.
No, they don't.
And
You
then
don't even know what plasma is.
and then kind of 6 or 7 months later, they come up missing.
You see that?
Or all of a sudden you got cancer that you didn't know. They say, oh, you got cancer. You just taking their word. You ain't got a second or third opinion on nothing. You just going by.
You believe because they holding a piece of paper. So a piece of paper says who they are. Oh, well, that's a doctor. Oh, they know. They went to school. You what?
Yeah. They lining you up because they need your organs.
When you put that donor, you put the donor on the license, and when you go in and you let them draw your blood, and all of a sudden you meet in this little accident, you go in, you probably got a sprained finger. Next thing you know, oh, you died.
Diabetes. They good to tell everybody they got diabetes.
And high blood pressure.
You can clean your blood. You don't have to have no machine to flush you out and then put something in. You don't even know what that fluid is they putting in you.
You ain't
But
supposed to be eating every day.
whatever it is we kicking you. It's kryptonite. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You right about that though.
But
exactly.
they did an experiment a year ago. They took the black people blood, right, and then they injected it into some of these white sick people. Them white sick people up running, exercising, doing everything. But you sitting here dying slowly. They taking our blood and giving it to them. That's why now, if you pay attention, that's why they get to be more at I can't see it, but more athletic.
Athletic.
Yeah, they getting to be more athletic, and then they begin to sing like us now because they taking our essence and giving it to them, and weakening the black people, the black man, the black woman. They making our immune system weak, and they building their immune system off our DNA.
But they can't. But they can't hold it. You got to be able to hold it.
That's true.
Why do you think
But I
they?
don't like this coming in too
That's
quick.
cool, but why do you think they having all these banks like we saying all these blood banks or these vans sitting around waiting, drawing them in, giving them $40. It's a gimmick. It's a game.
And so that
They
that
constantly,
defects thing where they come in. Oh, you a bad
yeah,
parent, so we're gonna take your child. That's what they taking
yeah.
those kids for.
hmm They taking the kids for their DNA. Who more pure than an adult? The
Exactly.
children.
The
They
children.
coming from the children. And now they got it. I think it's in California just passed a law that if you can't pay the doctor bill, they won't let you take your child. That's why I'm trying to encourage women to start getting midwives.
Exactly.
Stay
That's
out in
not
the
going back
hospital.
home, having these kids
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
at home. Stop cutting that
yeah,
umbilical cord
yeah,
too soon.
yeah,
Let it fall off like it's supposed to.
yeah. I said back then, our ancestors they stood up delivering. We was never supposed to be laying on our back delivering
That's
ever.
right. That's true.
Because if you standing up delivering, it slides out faster. You don't go into so much labor after 2 or 3 contractions, the baby out. But when you on your back, we ain't supposed to be on our back, and then you taking these injections, messing up the baby mind right then and there.
Well, what is that called? They put in your spine. Oh, so you don't feel
Right,
no contractions.
right.
I didn't. I got. I was.
Oh, I can't
I had
find it.
natural childbirth,
Yeah, the birth
and I
is
think that's why I got one. But I said, Lord, Lord.
Yep, I had to move on.
Yeah, I didn't get that spinal thing because you become paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be paralyzed too. But
Oh
yeah, they
shoot.
just passed the law. If you can't pay that doctor bill, they will not let you. They will not release your children.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't get it. I'm sorry, I couldn't get what I was looking for. I kept trying to get this thing wasn't coming in. So, but what I'm gonna share with y'all is it's a song called um belt belt to ass
What is it called?
belt to ass.
Oh, belt to ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And it's called Belt to Ass. It's by Jag Nation. Y'all listen to a lot of those songs by Jag Nation and check it out. Hold on, maybe I might be able to do it like this, but it might not come through. This thing over here on my old computer, still sitting up here waiting for some instruction. I'll trip out about if it comes up here.
Here it go right here. I got it.
You got it?
I
Yeah.
got it right here. Let's listen.
Yeah, Belt to Ass. One of y'all play it real quick.
Let me see where is it at here. Oh,
I'm see if y'all can play
we
it.
had a couple of them.
Yeah, but it's the one called Belt to Ass.
Is it called Bring Back the Good?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Play that real quick. I want y'all to hear it. Can you cut it up? That's it. Yeah, my boy Zach out of Mississippi. He was my sister's husband at one time. Now he's my niece's father. But me and him, we still cool. He turned me on that to I think day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, he turned that on to me. He said, "Man, you gotta listen to this." Now listen to that. I was like, man. But if you listen to Jag Nation, just put Jag Nation in your search engine. Listen to that stuff. A lot of that stuff is encouraging. If this is the new music of today, listen to it. It's a lot of information in there. A lot of stuff that he's saying, some things we don't do when it comes to the voting and stuff like that. We don't do that. But he got a lot of songs that I was listening to last night as I was finishing up on my teas before I laid down. But what did y'all think of the little bit that y'all heard?
This right here, you know what? The beating and everything, you don't actually have to beat them. But what happens sometimes, like I didn't really beat Ronnie, but it was a time I can actually say maybe twice. I really had to. How old is this girl now? I don't know. She's 36 or 37, one of the two. But I would say it was twice that I can say she really got. She found out who I was. You
But the
know.
point is that what he's saying is good old home training about the stuff that we did when we was younger. Not
Yeah,
you.
when we was young, these kids don't do nothing.
Wait, let
The
me tell you. Let me
parents
tell
ain't
y'all a
nothing
story.
do
I didn't know
nothing.
my mother's name.
Huh.
I didn't know my mother's name until one day it was a field trip that we supposed to go on, and the paperwork that we supposed to fill out, everybody else filled it out. My sister and I, the teacher looked, they said, "You don't know your mother's name?" We was like, "Well, her name Mom, right?" And
Uh-huh.
we walking home from school, and we sit here scared to death. Come up, who's gonna ask her what her name is, right? And we got home and we gave her the paper. My mother said, "Why couldn't y'all fill out and put in my name?" We looking, we like, we did. We put down Mom, and she said, "Y'all don't know my name?" Well, no, your name was Mom. We was so that she was like, my mother started crying because she was like, "Yo, these kids are so scared of me." It was disrespectful to say, "What's your name?" We didn't want to ask her name. That's how scared we were of her.
Mm.
And it wasn't like she beat us or anything, but she was very firm.
And that's all this man he's saying.
She was so firm that you don't ask no adult what their name is. You address them how they said their mom, dad, ma'am, sir.
There you go.
So
That's mainly what he was saying. But the point is, compared to that, look at the children of today.
They don't do nothing.
They don't
They
do
ain't
nothing.
never
They
did
lazy.
nothing.
They want something for nothing.
Look, it just came out that all these kids that just graduated, it just came out. All these kids that graduated now, the statistics say they can't read, they can't write,
See that? You
and they
see?
can't count. The government passed these
Thank you,
kids
baby.
knowing that they
Oh,
can't
thank
do
you.
none of this.
This was good.
you know why? Because
Yes.
check this out, Alicia. It costs more to keep a kid back than to push them forward.
That's
I
right.
remember the year when Ronnie went to the first time she got
It's
kept
good,
back,
baby.
and they were like, "Oh, you can pay for summer school." I said, "You can keep her back," and you know what they said? "Oh, well, she can come for free."
Mhm. Yeah.
I said, "I'll be damned if I pay for something that y'all gave away for free."
And all these parents spent all this money knowing that their kids can't read, write, or spell.
You see?
They went out their way. Some people didn't even pay their rent or their car notes because they was buying these cap and gowns
But
and
guess
getting
what?
their hair and nails done
On
because
some of this, on some of that not the children's fault. That's the system fault. They doing it on purpose.
It's this computer stuff. You can't you do not intake data from pressing buttons. You literally have to take a pencil,
And read
write,
stuff. That's right.
know what a number two pencil is. Now you know what the remember what lead is? Lead is a form of energy that we have to have come in and out of our body. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want that. They don't want us having that energy.
uh-uh,
So that they're not
uh-uh.
writing. You're tapping.
They're on the
You're
computer.
tapping.
Yeah, they're on the computer. that
You gotta
AI
pick up
has
a pencil.
really that AI has really messed our people up. They
There's
don't
no
even
data
see
being
it.
stored. You're not writing anything.
Mm-mm.
But
Nope. It's on computer. It's
this
on
is the but
computer.
y'all gotta realize this is the point of the whole system. That's the
Yeah.
system point of slowly, systematically dumbing the people down to be slaves. Once we
That's the plan. That's the plan. They putting it in, and they putting it in. They passing a law on it. I think in Alabama, Mississippi, right now they trying to pass that law.
But it's not just those kids. How many phone numbers you can roll off your tongue right now that you
there
can
you
call?
go.
So
I only know I probably know about. I'm gonna say I know maybe three numbers I can roll off my tongue. 7184984984698.
but
And but you don't know people's numbers before. We used to memorize everybody else's number.
I still remember my great grandmother's number.
Yeah.
I still remember it. Matter of fact,
mhm.
we didn't have to use the 313, but it was 833-7442. I remember that when my great grandmother, when I was a child. I still remember that.
These phones have dumbed
833-7442.
us down, man.
Huh?
I said these phones has dumbed us completely down. I used to know 120 numbers. I can only remember three.
Dang.
But you notice every number bring up a name.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Every
yeah.
number brings up a name.
Yep. Hey y'all, we getting kind of late into this, which calm. Let me pause this real quick. Let me pause this. I'm glad my sister Miller, my brother Chuck still on. I think WitchCon fell off a while ago. Uh,
Who? There was somebody else on here?
yeah, it was Gus was here, he gone. But it's all right. We getting ready to pause it now because we almost 2 hours in on part two. And what we can do is we can pause this. We can pause this, and we can still go on and conversate right after, so I get the rest of everybody off. But what I wanted to share with everybody at this point in time, since we're just having a conversation at this point, like share it with everyone else that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And just let everyone know this is the end of Second Kings chapter 2. And also, just wanted to plug that in for everybody. Check out that Jag Nation. It's going to be like this guy's like a jaguar in a suit. Jaguar in a suit. And it's JAG dash Nation. Look up. They got a lot of songs. I actually think the songs are actually AI promoted, but it's the words that you got to listen to in these songs. All the songs are good. I practically saved a lot of them, except for the ones with the vote and stuff like that, because I don't vote no more. But a lot of them, they have good content, good positive content, and encouraging content to all of them, a lot of them. So other than that, we getting ready to call it a beautiful Sabbath day. I'm thankful that my sister Nicole, my sister Alicia, both of y'all woke up and y'all got to talking. My sister Miller, my brother Chuck, and my brother Gus that came and gone, and whoever else that may have came and left. Thank everybody for coming through. But pay attention and go through the information that we shared today. Check it out and get an understanding of what's going on. Because see, I done kind of calmed down. The spirit on me was up when I was sharing earlier, but it was where it was and where it is. So other than that, we get ready to do the benediction and the smile. Then we'll share with everybody how you can get in contact with us and stay in contact with us. So right now we're out of Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27, and it states, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. His name is his law, and he will bless you by keeping the law. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah, our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Blessed be thou, Father, universe, to bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. We thank you, Father, for all you've done for us today, us coming together, sharing your information, sharing your knowledge, sharing your word. We ask you to lead and guide the people to come to know and to show and to grow in your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding that we share, being the vessel for you, sharing the information to the world. We bless you, praise you, and thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do, and all these things we pray. In your holy word, we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right. Now, for anybody else that would like to get on our Zoom we have throughout the week. If you'd like to connect with us, we can text. We can if you text me your name, number, and email, or email me at 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. Text me your name, number, and email, or name and email. Excuse me. I'll put you in the Zooms. It'll come up in your Google Calendar, and that way I have your information, you have mine, and we can grow from there. And you can come to some of the classes that we have. Now, today is Assembly of the Righteous. We're here at 12 p.m. noon. That's 12 p.m. noon, which is the Assembly of the Righteous, and that's 12 p.m. noon Eastern time, right? And then we here tomorrow night, or the night after tomorrow, should I say? Tomorrow, which is, they call it Sunday night. Night after tomorrow, we're here at 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m. tomorrow night, or tonight after tomorrow, at 9 p.m. at this time. And that's Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Somewhat of what we were just having a few moments ago, but we just have open conversation about knowledge, information, and try to come to grips with knowledge and information that's given in the Word or across the world. Also, we're here tonight after Monday. Night after Monday, which is at 9 p.m., and that's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth tonight after Monday at 9 p.m. Then on the last Tuesdays of the month at this point in time, we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. The last Tuesdays of the month. As people go and grow into their office, we'll make more. We'll start to grow into more Tuesdays, but we'll have that at that time. And again, excuse me, this stuff brought this. They brought some stuff for us, bringing this mucus up. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. Boy, start working quick. So other than that, again, my number is 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. And you can email me also at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkh, excuse me, yym@gmail.com. All right. Now you can get the public platforms, the public platform which is YouTube, and my X formerly known as Twitter. There's X formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share on. We're there. We're under those at Juice Pro 33, which is JUICEPRO 33. Again, that's JUICEPRO 33. All together, one word. And you can put that in the search engine and connect with me. Excuse me. Woo! All right. And then you also connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Um, then you can connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. That's Instagram and one of my TikToks at, excuse me, Lakaim underscore the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Now for my not last, but my other YouTube and my other TikTok. My other YouTube and my other TikTok is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled all together MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's LKHYYM, all together. That's Michael the Juice Harris, all together as one word. And now you can also connect with me on patreon.com and rumble.com. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM. And that's patreon again.com/LKHYYM. And then we're on the rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. And we're going to say bye over here to, let me see what we got first. Let me see who we had here. On Instagram, we had Stephen McClure, Ashley Mama, Mad Dual X, Mad Medulla X, sound like Malu Trap Devil. That's another one. And over here on Facebook, who we have, like we have somebody over here on Facebook. We have Murray James was watching. Ray Ray was watching. The only two was watching on Facebook. I don't think they're still here. If somebody here throw me a heart up or something, let me know if you're still in. If not, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. There we go. Let's see. And Zoom, since y'all been on the longest, I'm gonna pause y'all real quick. I'm just gonna pause you, and I'm gonna get everybody else on, and we can finish our conversation up. I love the fact y'all are here, and glad that y'all are here. We can have a little conversation afterwards. So I'm gonna pause you. Other than that, Zoom, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. Hope you like the information, and always. Peace.
Recording in progress.
Oh, what? Oh, man. I had it off ever since that person came in and hung up. All that we had did was off. Well, I guess we got most of it. Most of the what's called. Dang. Well, I do this most time trying to bring these other people in. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. Dang. My apologies, Zoom. Let me say bye to everybody else as well. But my apologies, Zoom. I paused you because let someone else end up a whole different situation. I had you off the whole time. Hopefully, you got most of the information that we were sharing. So, other than that, we're gonna say still gonna pause you though. Other than that, since we're about done with that, we're gonna pause you real quick. Just so I thought everybody was running. We'll be right back.
Recording stopped.
All right. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening here, and your seeing eye. Love you. Appreciate love you always. Peace. Mm-mm. And YouTube Live. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you. Appreciate love you always. Peace. Mm-mm-mm. There we go.